हाय गाइस। तो हम लोगों का कल हम लोगों का एसेट का साइड का सारा जो जो चीज आइटम्स थे, ठीक है, पीपी हो गया, डेटर्स हो गया, इन्वेंट्री हो गया, सारी चीज अ, कल कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट हो गया, सारी चीज कल तक हो गया था, ठीक है। आज स्टार्ट होगा लाइबिलिटीज के साइड का। अभी लाइबिलिटीज के साइड का सबसे फर्स्ट आइटम होता है शेयर कैपिटल। तो आज हम लोग फर्स्ट स्टार्ट करेंगे शेयर कैपिटल से, ठीक है। तो अल्टीमेटली शेयर कैपिटल का जो ऑडिट करोगे ना, तो उसमें दो मेन चीजें होंगे, दो एस्पेक्ट्स रहेंगे। एक तो बेसिक एस्पेक्ट, ठीक है, और एक है स्पेशल एस्पेक्ट। स्पेशल एस्पेक्ट मतलब क्या, पहले लिख लीजिए, ठीक है। हेडिंग लिख लीजिए शेयर कैपिटल। ठीक है, शेयर कैपिटल। अभी मैंने क्या बोला कि शेयर कैपिटल में दो एस्पेक्ट्स है ऑडिट के अंदर। शेयर द ऑडिट ऑफ शेयर कैपिटल। हाँ, कल मतलब मुझे कुछ लोगों का रिक्वेस्ट आ रहा है कि प्लीज टीच इन इंग्लिश। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, आई एम नॉट दैट फ्लुएंट इन इंग्लिश, बट आई कैन ट्राई। ओके। द शेयर कैपिटल, द ऑडिट ऑफ शेयर कैपिटल हैज two aspects. Okay, the first one what the first one will be basic aspect, and second one will be special aspect. Okay, basic aspect. Okay, and special aspect. Special aspect. Okay, and what can be included in that special aspect? Okay, special aspect means special forms of share capital, just like issued at premium. Issued at premium. Okay, obviously section 52 of Companies Act. Okay. Uh, Shares issued at discount. Section 53. Okay. Straight equity shares. Straight equity shares. Section 55 by 54. Okay. Fourth one will be reduction of share capital. You know, share capital. First, we will discuss about basis aspect. Okay. Reduction of share capital. The first topic will be basic aspect. Okay. The points should be included in auditing of basic aspects of share capital will be, first of all, we need to tally the previous year capital with the current year opening balance. Uh, suppose you have, suppose you have, suppose you have balance on 23-24 of rupees 50,000. Okay, 50 lakh of share capital. Okay, it should be the opening balance. It is closing balance. Okay, so the opening balance should match with previous year closing balance. It should be 50 lakh. But there can be cases where the accountant, or there can be many mistakes that the carry forwarding of such balances done wrongly. Okay, like the balance of 50 lakh becomes 57 lakh or 60 lakh, typing error or anything can be done. So the auditor needs to, first of all, needs to verify that opening balances are equal to the closing balances of previous year. Okay, tally the opening balance of previous year, of current year, of current year with closing balance of previous year. Second point will be the inline point. Okay, with the first point, tally the year-end capital with year-end capital with previous year closing capital. Previous year closing capital. Okay. Third point will be, if there is alteration of share capital. If there is alteration of share capital. What does alteration mean? Alteration means if you have 50 lakh balance of share capital, okay, and after 1 year you have balance of 65 lakh. It is alteration of share capital. Na? It means that that there is an increase in share capital or decrease, or it can be consolidated or splitted. The bonus can be issued if there is alteration of share capital. Okay. So what does the auditor should do? Ensure ensure whether resolution has been passed. Resolution has been passed. Fourth point will be, if resolution has been passed but there is no alteration. If in case of no alteration, in case of no alteration after resolution, obtain written representation from management. Obtain written representation or WR. Obtain written representation from management. Okay. In case of alteration of shares, okay, in case of alteration of shares, whether company has filed whether company has filed pass 3 PAS3, it is a form, okay, with ROC. Sixth point will be in case of fresh issue, in case of fresh issue, ensure ensure whether ensure whether the minimum subscription has been received. The minimum subscription has been received. Has been received. Minimum subscription should be received. Na? It is a primary condition of fresh issue. If you can remember, it is on Companies Act, share capital chapter. Uh, there was also one another condition, which is stock stock exchange has provided approval. And underwriters commission paid within limits. And in case of listed company, SEBI regulations should be complied. In case of listed company, compliance of SEBI guidelines. Okay, compliance of SEBI guidelines. Okay, So what tally the opening balances of current year with closing balance of previous year, tally the year-end capital with previous year capital. If there is alteration of share capital, ensure whether resolution has been passed. In case of no alteration, after resolution, obtain written representation from management. And in case of alteration of share, whether company has filed pass 3 with ROC. In case of fresh issue, ensure whether the minimum subscription has been received, stock action has provided approval, and underwriting commission paid within limit. And in case of listed company, compliance of SEBI guidelines. Okay. Now we comes to the part of special aspect. Special aspect. Okay. They are at premium, section 52. They are at discount, section 53. Okay. This one can be premium, shall be transferred to securities premium account. Securities premium account. Okay. And securities premium amount, securities premium reserve amount, securities premium reserve. You already know these points. Security premium reserve is utilized to is utilized to there are six cases where securities premium amount six no not six five cases where securities premium reserve can be utilized. Okay, what can be the cases? You already read on share capital chapter. I think it is chapter number 4 in company law. First is towards issue of bonus share. Towards issue of bonus share. Second can be right of the preliminary to right of the preliminary preliminary expenses. Third can be right of the discount, expense, commission on issue of shares, on issue of shares. Fourth can be towards premium on, towards premium on redemption of shares or debentures. And fifth can be towards buyback of securities, towards buyback of securities. So where can be the securities premium reserve can be utilized? Towards issue of bonus share, right of preliminary expenses, right of the discount expense or commission on issue of shares, towards premium on redemption of shares or debentures, and towards buyback of securities. Okay, shares at discount. General rule says that shares cannot be issued. Shares cannot be issued on discount. At discount or on discount? On discount. And if issued, there will be three consequences. First is penalty. Okay, penalty of 5 lakhs or amount raised, or amount raised, whichever is earlier, whichever is earlier. Okay. Second consequence will be issue will be void. Issue become void. And third consequences will be refund should be given with interest. With interest at the rate 12% per annum. Okay. But there is an exception. There is two exceptions where securities can be issued on discount. There is two cases where securities can be issued at discount. First will be when company issues shares issues shares to creditor to creditors at discount against repayment of against repayment of loan as debt restructuring scheme as debt restructuring scheme. Okay. And second case will be issue of sweat equity shares. Case will be sweat equity shares. Okay. So general rule says that you cannot issue shares at discount, and penalty will be 5 lakhs or amount raised, whichever is earlier. Issue become void and refund with interest at the rate 12% per annum. Okay. There is two exceptions. One is when company issues shares to cater at discount against repayment of loan, that is restructuring scheme as per over. As per debt restructuring scheme, and second is sweat equity share. First of all, first we will discuss about sweat equity shares. Okay, my English is not that good, but I am trying my level best to teach in English. Sweat, sweat equity shares. Okay. First of all, special resolution should be passed. Special resolution should be passed. Okay. And it will be valid for 12 months. Special resolution will be valid for 12 months. Okay. And what is the maximum limit of issuing sweat equity share? For the shares to be issued 15% of paid up equity share capital and 5 crore. Whichever is earlier. Okay, whichever is higher. Whichever is higher. Okay, and for the shares already issued 25% of paid up equity share capital. 25% of paid up equity share capital. It is a total limit, huh? Plus to be issued. Okay. So 25% of the paid up equity share capital is a total limit. It should not be exceeded. Okay. And for startup, it is 50% of paid up equity share capital. For startup, it is 50%. Okay. It should be authorized. Should be authorized in AOA, Articles of Association. Lock-in period will be 3 years. Period will be 3 years. Valuation of shares should be valued by registered valuer. Shares should be valued by a registered valuer. By a registered valuer. State equity shares can be issued for uh, employee or other director or for intellectual rights. ठीक है, intellectual property rights. Okay. it it can be the cases where the employee or director or any other key manager person gives intellectual property rights to the company, and the company in against such rights issue sweat equity shares. Okay, so the intellectual property rights should also be valued by a registered valuer. Intellectual property Property right shall be valued by a registered value. Registered value. Employees must be permanent of the company. They must be of the company or subsidiary or holding company or subsidiary or holding company or holding company in India or outside India. A director should be. It is not compulsory. It should be a whole-time director, whole-time or not, of the company, holding company or subsidiary company of the company, holding company or subsidiary company. And in case of listed company, compliance of SEBI guidelines should be mandatory, should be performed, should be complied. Compliance of SEBI guidelines. Compliance of SEBI guidelines. Okay. And in case of reduction of share capital, what shall the auditor do? Reduction of share capital. It must be authorized. It must be authorized in a way, authorized in articles of association. Okay. Special resolution must be passed. Must be passed. Okay. Notice must be provided. Notice must be provided to whom? Central government, ROC, creditor, saving. ROC, creditor, or saving. And they can raise, they can raise objection within 3 months. Okay. And obviously, no objection means deemed approval. No objection means deemed approval. Application shall be made to NCLT. Okay. NCLT means National Company Law Tribunal. Okay. NCLT will provide the approval if consent of audit of consent from creditor, auditor's consent, consent from consent from creditor is obtained. Accounting treatment as per AS treatment as per accounting standard and certificate by auditor. Certificate should be issued by the auditor. Certificate by auditor that all compliances are made. That all compliances are made. Okay. Approval of NCLT should be published as directed by NCLT. Approval of NCLT should be published as directed by NCLT. Okay. Also, approval of NCLT must be filled with ROC, must be filled with ROC, ROC within 30 days. Then ROC will issue a certificate of registration, of registration. No reduction if no reaction can be happen if company has defaulted in deposit interest on deposit. Okay. So in case of reaction of survey, it must be authorized in AOA, special resolution must be passed, notice must be provided uh, to central government ROC creator. They can raise objection within 3 months. No objection means deemed approval. Application shall be made to NCLT. NCLT will provide the approval if consent from creator is obtained. Accounting treatment as per A, certificate by auditor that all compliances are made. Approval of NCLT published as directed. Approval of NCLT should be published as directed by the NCLT. Approval of NCLT must be filed with ROC within 30 days. ROC will issue a certificate of registration and no reduction if company has defaulted in deposit or interest on deposit. Okay. Now, after share capital, uh, it is reserve. Okay, reserve and surplus. So the reserve is of two types. Okay, the reserve is of two types. One is capital reserve and second one is revenue reserve. One is capital reserve, second one is revenue reserve. Capital reserve and revenue reserve. Okay. Capital reserve is it is created out of special profit. It is created created out of special profit. And what does special profit mean? Special profit can be profit on reissue, profit on reissue of forfeited shares. Forfeited shares. Also, profit on sale of assets. Profit on sale of assets. And it cannot be distributed. It cannot be distributed. Examples can be securities premium, capital redemption reserve. Okay, and these are mandatory. Mandatory. And revenue reserve it is created out of profit generated in ordinary course of business. In ordinary ordinary course of business. It should be distributed as dividend. It is distributed as dividend. Distributed as dividend. Example can be free reserve, revenue reserve, general reserve. Free reserve. General reserve. And it is not mandatory. Okay. Now the part is of audit of contingent liability. Share capital is done, reserve and surplus is done, and then is audit of contingent liability. Okay. Audit of contingent liability. और एक बार डिवीजन मार लेके आपसे रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस का. Okay. Reserve is two types: capital reserve and revenue reserve. Capital reserve is created out of special profit on reissue, just like profit on reissue of property shares, profit on sale of assets. It cannot be distributed as dividend. Examples can be securities premium and CRR, capital redemption reserve, and these are mandatory. Okay. And revenue reserve is created out of profit generated in ordinary course of business, distributed as dividend. Example is free reserve and general reserve, and it is not mandatory. Okay. Audit of contingent liability. Uh, Litigation or claim. Litigation and claim. And claim. Okay. For audit of contingent liability, two procedures are given. Okay. Two procedures are given. First one is ordinary procedure. Okay. Ordinary procedures. Second one is special procedure. ordinary procedure can be obtain list of obtain list of all the cases pending. Okay, all the cases pending. Obtain list of all the cases pending. Okay. Review the legal expense account. Review the legal expense account. Obtain direct confirmation from lawyer. Direct confirmation from lawyer. Identify the cases. Identify the cases which are not disclosed by the entity. Not disclosed by the entity. If this ensure compliance of AS29. Compliance of Accounting Standard 29 and ensure proper disclosures in note. Ensure proper disclosure in note. Proper disclosure in note. Okay. And what is the special? First of all, what is the ordinary procedure? Obtain list of all the cases pending. Review the legal expenses account. Obtain direct information from lawyer. Um, Identify the cases which are not disclosed by the entity. Ensure compliance of AS29. Identify the cases which are disclosed by the entity. Ensure compliance of AS29. Ensure proper disclosure in note. Okay. And it is, and what can be the special procedures? If you remember, audit of specific consideration. Okay. Audit of specific consideration is the standard number is audit of specific considerations. Uh, it's a 501. Yes, it's a 501. There is a section of litigation and claims. If you can connect these two topics, it will be very helpful for you to remember. Obtain, obtain confirmation from entities external legal counsel. External legal counsel. And meet the entities external legal counsel. Meeting with entities external legal counsel, you already know the uh, you already know the conditions. Meet the management. There should be an representative of management should attend the meeting, and management approval is needed. Meet the entities, and there is a matter of significant risk. Just wait for 2 minutes. Okay. Meet the entities external legal counsel. External legal counsel. When there are undisclosed pending cases against the client. When there are undisclosed pending cases against the client. Okay. The client. Or when there is a risk of material misstatement. When there is a risk of material misstatement. Risk of material misstatement. Okay. Misstatement. Okay. And when will the meet the entity? When will the auditor meet the entity sectional legal counsel? When there is a when there is a disagreement between management and entity sectional legal counsel. Disagreement. Disagreement between management and external legal counsel. Legal counsel. when there is a significant risk. And when the matter is technical, when the matter is technical or complex in nature. Technical or complex in nature. Okay. There is a two procedures. Audit of contingent liability. There will be two procedures, ordinary procedure and special procedure. Ordinary procedure can be obtaining the list of all pending cases, reviewing the legal expenses account, obtain direct confirmation from lawyers, identify the cases which are not disclosed by the entity, ensure compliance of H29 and ensure proper disclosure in notes. And what can be the special procedure? Obtain confirmation from entity's external legal counsel and meet the entity's external legal counsel. Okay. When obtain confirmation from entities external legal counsels when there are undisclosed cases against the client or when there is a risk of matter misstatement. And the auditor can meet the entity's external legal counsel when there is a disagreement between management and external legal counsel, significant risk, and the matter is of technical or complex in nature. Okay. Wait for 2 minutes. I'm coming. Now we'll discuss about audit of provision. Audit of provision. Okay. इससे वो 5 चीजें बनाओ. Existence, completeness, valuation. Obligation can be small column. There will be no point in this column. Obligation and disclosure. First of all, existence. Point will be similar to every other item of financial statement. Okay. It is very similar point. If you if you just use your common sense, you can after one or two reading, you can just टेल टेल दैट एनीथिंग, मतलब तुम कुछ भी बोल सकते हो किसी कोई भी आइटम्स को लेके, ठीक है। ऑब्टेन लिस्ट ऑफ ऑल द प्रोविजन, लिस्ट ऑफ ऑल द प्रोविजन, inspect the, it's all just common sense. Warranty agreement with customer, ascertain the basis for each provision, the basis for each provision, and obtain expert report. Obtain expert report in case of complex calculation. In case of expert shall be, expert should have competent capabilities, competent capabilities, okay. It should have competency, competent capabilities and objectivity, objectivity, okay. Second point can be, it should check whether the expert is employed or engaged for just one instance, okay. It should check independence, previous experience with such expert, and qualification or membership, qualification or membership of professional bodies, of professional bodies, and in valuation part, check appropriateness of work of expert, of work of expert. Check completeness and accuracy of source data. Auditors finding should be auditors finding should be should have should have should have reasonableness and relevance and obtain written written representation that all provisions are made. That all provisions are made and provisions should be split in two parts: employee benefit and others. Employee benefit and the second part can be others. Okay. So how can you audit the provisions? For audit of provisions, in case of checking the existence, often list of all the provisions, inspect the warranty agreement with customer, ascertain the basis for each provision, obtain expert report in case of complex calculation. Okay. In completeness, the expert check the competency, capabilities, and objectivity of the expert. Check whether the expert is employed or engaged. Check the independence of such expert. Consider the previous experience. Consider the previous experience with such expert and qualification by membership of professional body. Okay. In case of valuation, check appropriateness of work of expert. Check completeness and accuracy of source data. Auditors' findings should have reasonableness and relevance, and auditors often retain representation that all provisions are made. Okay. There is no point for obligation and disclosure. In disclosures, it should be provision should be split on employee benefit and others. Okay. The last topic for today is provision for taxation. There are some points to be discussed for provision for taxation. Okay. Provision for taxation. First one can be examine computation of income. Okay, computation of income. Second point can be examine the records and documents. Examine the records and documents. And documents like uh, challan, advance tax, demand order, etc. Third point can be ensure that provisions is made after considering advance tax paid, demand order, etc. Ensure that so that computation is as per Income Tax Act 1961. Ensure that tax is calculated as per the latest rate of of Finance Act. Okay. Ensure compliance of age 22. Ensure compliance of age 22 and review any adjustments. Review any adjustments, rebates, discounts, deductions while computing income. While computing income. Okay. Examine the computation of income. Examine the records and documents. Ensure that provision is made after considering advance tax, demand order, etc. Ensure that computation is as per Income Tax Act and ensure that tax is calculated as per the latest Rate of Finance Act, ensure compliance of age 22, and review any adjustment, rebate, discount, deduction while computing income. Okay, so today class is over, and if you enjoy the class, give a thumbs up and do subscribe that channel. Bye.